Hey, my name's Tony Ray.
This is Donatelli.
I'm Pappy.
And I'm Sunshine.
And this is Strange Tales.
Strange Tales?
And you are listening to Strange Tales from Outer Space.
Let's start the show!
Yeah!
Welcome to Strange Tales from Outer Space!
Wrecked.
As if this day, any fucking, you had to steal this from me.
No moment for you.
The Strange Tales from Outer Space episode 64. My name is Doc, and we are a weekly WildStar podcast bringing you the news and views from Planet Nexus and beyond. With me, as always, my awesome co-hosts, Krug.
I am Krug.
And Indigo. Disappointed! Fucking, we're going old school with this one. So you're seeing the video on YouTube. You're going to see that if you wish. And you're also doing the audio as normal. We kind of went old school with this because we got DDoS today for roughly, 3 hours?
It has been since, well, your Pathfinder thing was fine, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much since quarter up, so 3 o'clock, yeah. And it's currently 5:30, so.
So the grand premiere of Quarter Up was killed halfway through because of a DDoS attack, and STOS got slammed within the first 2 minutes. So we do apologize to all of our live streamers. We're going to be back on Sunday at 5 p.m. as always, and we'll be able to give you the first live stream from the new era, free to play.
And as a, I guess, trying to compensate for the lack of a stream, we're going to release this episode very quickly. So this episode's going to be up on Sunday, if we can manage it. So
congratulations if you're seeing it on your podcast app right now. Yay. Indigo, how was your week?
Well, other than today, it was cool. Went off to HorrorCon. That is HORROR.
You did the same 4 times.
That's not HorrorCon.
Yeah.
It's not HorrorCon, it's HorrorCon.
Or HorrorCon, because that's every time he says it, I hear HorrorCon.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why I spelt it out for you.
So Indigo went to HorrorCon.
Yep. And it was fine. We're gonna have a post up on Q Times. You'll see our review of it, and you guys, I'll give you a sneak peek.
Yeah, spoilers.
I do like Halloween-y stuff and scary stuff. So
I love Halloween, and it wasn't that at all. It was just
like a trade show with ghouls.
So no. Imagine they did a trade show. Imagine they did Long Beach Comic-Con, but instead of a huge open space, they decided to put it in an art gallery with walls and stuff like that, intermediate. And wait. It's not a clear path where you walk like this. It's not like walls that separate and you can still walk like this. No, it was random walls in different places.
That's weird.
And dead ends. There were actual dead ends that people were actually put in.
It was part of the experience.
It was.
That's so dumb.
Anyways, so that was that.
Krug, how was your week?
My week was great. I moved my living situation from one place to another. So now instead of driving 2 hours to work, I drive 15 minutes to work. And
Boom.
I'm 10 minutes away from Indigo's house. The shitty part of all of that is that I don't have internet yet. So I'm currently at Indigo's house using Indigo's internet because he has it. And I think, last I checked, you need internet to stream to Twitch.
Well, I mean,
yes.
Technically, we're no longer streaming.
That's true.
All you really need is internet to talk to each other.
Well, we need internet for Skype to work correctly.
Isn't that just because lazy that we all live within an hour of each other and we yet don't get together to record STOS?
That's such a huge investment just in gas. Let alone, it would take
Fair point.
4 fucking hours for us to all meet somewhere. Anyways. It's not worth it. No value.
Oh, thanks.
Well, I mean, I want to see.
You're 10 minutes away from Indigo. You're too far away from me.
I want to see your sexy body, but all you have to do is stand up, Doc.
Doc, how was your swole bodies week?
So I feel better working out with jujitsu and body training than with weights. I ever have been doing at the gym with weight sessions and running. I never feel like I got anywhere, and I actually really do feel physically better. More energy during the day, most thought. I'm loving the new Doctor Who Series 9. Peter Capaldi is, my opinion, probably the best Doctor Who. No merchandise on him because he doesn't have a catchphrase. He's not 28 years old and regularly handsome. He's Peter fucking Capaldi as a crusty punk mod. That is the Doctor. Someone who's a bit of a dick, who does the best. It's so good. Series 9 is so good. I'm just waiting for Halloween to come. I do love me some Halloween, and I'm listening to The Martian on audiobook because people kept recommending it to me, and I saw the trailers for it. I'm like, I gotta see this, and it's really good. It's really, really good. You should read it or watch it or listen to it. Just go, Martian. Anyway,
Consume it in
let's
some way.
exactly. Let's move on to the strange tales of this week.
Oh, you let him have that one.
So obviously, by the time you hear this, PTR is open for business and it's going to be closed.
Well,
by
Not true.
I mean,
that's
that's
not true.
no,
We're going to
that's-
post this today, so it's not going to be open for business.
Well, first off, you need to have an account to access the PTR. But by Tuesday, when Reloaded actually launches, when you get that
Yes.
17-hour maintenance, PTR will be officially closed for now. And if you want to go back into PTR in the future, you're going to need a signature status account. So please keep that in mind.
Yes. Which
So-
we've talked about on the podcast before is very dumb.
It
Yes.
We
always
can all agree
bears.
that's very dumb, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm mostly agreeing, but I'm trying to find a more neutral way of being about it. But it's mostly dumb.
It's
mostly
dumb. It's like
It's we just really wanted to say that, so that's about it there. And the cool part is there is a Reddit user, and I forgot their name. I'm gonna pull up the list again, and their name is Zoe Flamepaw. It's an odd name, but they have an add-on that allows them to look at data mined models in a 3D view. And we're actually going to show some of the views in our YouTube video. We'll show them the links in the description. It's mostly mounts and pets, and some really unique ones. First and foremost, there seems to be gold variants or yellow variants of the
No,
Protostar
gold.
Spider.
Don't ruin it with yellow.
It's gold.
They're gold.
They look gold to me. It's pretty cool. Of the Protostar Spider mount and the Ichthyon Crawler mount, which means this is. I think with the Ichthyon Crawler mount, it's kind of Carbine's way of like extending an olive branch to those players that don't get the day one Ichthyon Blue Crawler mount, which I'm okay with. But goddamn, they're huge,
Oh, they're so pretty.
massive. There's a lot of different grinders coming out, including the launch trailer grinder, which if you remember back in 2014 or even earlier, they had the launch video for it, and Sarge was riding on a grinder mount that had a Tank Girl inspired Granok pinup decal. That's gonna be in the game. Nice like hot rod red ones, green ones, pink ones, blue ones. Take your pick. Grinders for everybody.
And you missed the most important one, strain snarflings.
The Nightmare Fuel strain spark.
Oh my god. Somebody in chat said that it looks like a purple testicle, which is a pretty accurate description of what it looked like.
I can just think of someone who
Like-
didn't work up to training and just got nailed right in the junk.
Yup.
yeah, like not just purple, but like a hurt purple testicle.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
Like kicked
it's
real
kind
hard. Like
what
slammed
is
in
it
between a
with the
door.
block? Yeah, it's just odd. But yeah, it's creepy. Can you imagine what that thing looks like when you summon it? Because right now the Snarflings, when it's summoned, it actually swallows you. Look at the mouth on that thing.
Yeah.
That's gonna be cool looking.
yeah.
It's-
It is gonna swallow you.
And they also data mine some. I mean, I would go more into it, but they're pets. There's not much to talk about. There's a cute little Trask, and the video's an hour long, so I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. You already have
video.
you already have Little Beast, so I mean that's it. We're done. We don't need more pets.
Well,
I mean, let's look at the battle of these pets. I don't care anymore.
I mean-
There's the War Pig, or the War Piglet, and Little Beast, and the Strange Abbot. I'm good. I'm done. That's all I need.
You're gonna
And-
regret those words.
Desperlapo.
Is that
Or
a pet?
El
I've never heard of that pet.
yeah, companion pet. Or Lapo Bandito.
That's
Yeah.
adorable. I kind of want that one really badly.
It's the one I was trying for several weeks to get because RNG hates me. I never did.
I hope
Mhm.
so. I
Which
hope
you
it does
forget.
hate you, and I hope it continues to hate you.
Nope, because now with the new challenge changes, I get to just pick my rewards. So Goose,
Yep.
you are mine, Lapo Bandito. Anyway, there's a bunch of stuff happening in WildStar 4 Reloaded. We already know this. We've gone over it for several weeks. And obviously, with this episode, we're going to try and get in a little more of the new players. And next week, we'll also try to get a little more of the new players as well, because it's going to be their game as well. There's even a checklist that Carbine has given us. Kind of.
Ooh.
I mean,
Yeah.
start the downloading.
Yeah.
Have account management for two-step verification. Make sure your add-ons are up to date, which that's going to be the hardest
Oh my
one.
god. Especially because my curse doesn't work anymore. It's so fucking annoying.
Why
Yeah, I
doesn't
don't
it
know.
work?
The plugin manager thing, it's installed on my computer, but it's missing some kind of like dependency that I think it's like the .NET framework. This is way too technical for like most people. Are just gonna be like, I don't give a fuck. But I have that installed, and it doesn't know that for some reason. I don't
That wasn't
understand
the
why.
community value. I actually had Dion right there.
All right.
No. It really does suck that the add-ons aren't working. And I think that's going to be an issue with a lot of people because a lot of add-ons didn't have developer support anymore, or they've stopped in general because they don't care anymore. A few of them have gone back and said, "Hey, we're gonna get like builders coming back," and I know Vince is kind of up to date, but for the most part, that's going to be the weirdest one. And it's just basically them saying, "Hey, remember to buy Ncoin."
Yes, they are shamelessly trying to get people to spend money, which, I mean, that's kind of what we have to expect now with free-to-play games. They're going to pimp the fuck out of the microtransactions.
Okay, so this has been a conversation that I've been having on and off in the last couple of weeks. What is your guys... Huh?
With us or with people?
With other people, with other WildStar people. Yeah, that's right. I talk to other WildStar people other than you two.
They barely talk to you, but...
What is your opinion about being a subscriber and not getting any form of Ncoin, and the fact that Omnibits are not considered to be a currency, so your currency bonus as a free-to-play member, or as a subscription, does not count?
I'm okay with it. Yeah.
You're okay with it?
The reason why I say that is this. Every other MMO game or every other free-to-play service that gives you a monthly allowance of some kind of currency for in-game cash shop stuff does so because there's really no other way to get or most of the stuff in the cash shop. You need to have the money or absurd amounts of that currency, like the cartel points or anything else like that. And normally the cartel points for like SOTOR, if I'm not mistaken, are their actual purchase currency anyway. Mm-hmm. So you're kind of like kicked back a little bit for paying monthly.
But what I'm trying to say is the things that you're getting as a subscription member is what allows people in the game to be connected, which allows people in an MMO to feel like they're a part of something.
But those games do not give you another option. WildStar's Omnibit system gives you another option. Everything in this game is
I get
through
that.
Omnibits.
No, I get that. You can get everything through Omnibits. But the thing is that what is the point of subscribing to WildStar?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of other benefits, like the XP bonuses and like mount stuff. And
yeah, but you can spend the same amount of Ncoin with your $15 or less and get those bonuses when you need them. You don't need the XP bonus when you hit 50.
Well, no, they don't. They do simply say signature service is not a preferred service. It's a perks bonus system that it's completely optional. So if they were to add an Omnibit allowance to it, it no longer makes the signature service that completely optional service. They've asked and said, like, if you want the convenience factor of just getting resources a little faster, by all means get signature service, but you will still always be able to play. And those perks that come with signature service, they'll actually be unlocked as you get cosmic points. So there's sort of. Well, some of them will be the obvious, the interestingly important ones, like your crafting bonuses, your social bonuses, and that kind of stuff. And also stuff you don't get there anyway.
Something that I find very important with an MMO is the fact of socialize, being a part of a guild, being a part of circles, being that. The fact is that the people that are subbing are the only people that are in charge of that. Seems
like that was the case. Like that, I can't think of another MMO that doesn't do that.
But what I'm saying is that that's hindering people that are free to play people from being social in the game and staying long term.
Not so much. I mean, they're not barred from ever joining those circles and those groups and those guilds. They're fully able to. They just can't create them.
No, I understand that. Oh, go for it, Krug. Sorry.
I was going to say, in the end, it's kind of like, I can see where both of you are coming from, but in reality, I don't think it's going to be the make it or break it feature. You know what I mean? Like, being a part of a guild is similar to being a member of a guild. Or being an owner of a guild is similar to being a member of a guild as far as social interaction is concerned. You still got to talk in guild chat. You know what I mean? Like, that's the big social aspect. Leading it isn't a big social aspect. I think that it is kind of frustrating that we don't get a benefit in that regard as far as the Omnibit currency like boost or whatever. But I expected it because it's a free-to-play game now, and they need to monetize.
But we're guaranteed $15 a month, and the thing is that yes, there is a cosmic reward point tier where you do get 100% more Omnibits. So your drop rate does increase if you have paid a certain amount of money already. And that's not subscription specifically. That's just you've paid a certain amount of money. So like to me, it's not beneficial for anyone to be a subscription player.
If there were no other way to get Omnibits, and this thing was here where you didn't get an allowance of Omnibits, I would be upset, and I'd be with you 100%.
You don't get any allotment.
I know you don't. What I mean is if I couldn't purchase anything in the cash shop without, like, you only had to have Endcoin. You couldn't purchase with Omnibits and whatnot. I would be totally on board with that, because that means the only way I'm gonna get anything is if I got my monthly allowance of Endcoin. But Omnibits exists as a bypass to that, and you don't have to have signature status for it. And I think that's just fine. I know some people that are like, I'm gonna let my 4 months of signature free service for having an account just run. I don't really. Once I get all my alts up, I have no use for it. In that time, I'll get Omnibits up and Cosmic Reward points up. I'll have all my social stuff. I don't need it anymore.
So what I think it is that when I play an MMO and we've said this before, if I'm paying a subscription model, right, and I'm paying a subscription, that means I have access to absolutely everything in the game, right?
Yes.
So I'm I could theoretically grind and get every single
Well, what do you mean by everything? The ability to get? Because honestly, there's no gated content between a signature status player and a free player.
But
Are you talking about the acquisition of other things?
No, but what I'm saying is that as a sub member, I should have access, not easy access, not like, oh, I could just click a button and I get things. What I'm saying is that I should be able to go through dungeons and do all that stuff and be able to get the coolest sword for the warrior, right? The way I feel is that with signature status, I still have to signature status versus free to play status. Both of us, even though I automatically pay $15 every single month, I still have to grind the exact same amount as someone that's free to play to get the specific item that I want.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, I'm asking you, what is the point of me handing $15 a month to Carbine? Why should I stay subbed?
That is really the question. If you really wanted an allowance for it, then there's no reason to stay sub, because that would be your only reason to have a service, is to get a
I'm
kickback.
not starting a guild. I'm not starting any circles. I'm becoming a member.
I guess it depends, because they said they're going to add tiers for
Cosmic rewards.
Cosmic rewards.
But you can get cosmic rewards by making any sort of in-game
That's true,
purchase.
that's true.
So
Yeah,
if I then unsub,
drugs.
and then if I
drugs.
unsub, and then I take that $15 and instead spend $5 a month or $10 a month, I'm saving myself money and getting the specific items that I want to buy instantaneously versus having to grind them.
And also,
I'm getting the same
keep going.
cosmic point rewards.
Okay, and then the new item comes out, and then you spend another $5, and the new item comes out, and you spend another $5. Eventually, you'll end up spending more money just parceling out stuff in the cash shop.
Theoretically. But what I'm saying is, if I lock down and say I'm only gonna spend $10 instead of my sub $15 a month, right? And I put a lockdown, I can still grind that one item that I want and buy the two other ones instantaneously, and I'm spending less money than I would be if I were subbed.
Bingo, spending less money.
Yeah,
NCSoft wants to turn a profit, and the kickback. I don't think there's a kickback system in place for Guild Wars.
Right.
I don't think there's a kickback system in place for Aeon. I could be wrong.
I don't think there is any sub options for Guild
No,
Wars.
the only games that I know of that give a kickback option are Star Wars, and that's only because if they didn't give you kickback of cartel coins every month, people would have fucking rioted.
Well, I'm just saying, I have a problem as a signature status person that I'm like, the only thing that I'm getting is
You
the
sound
social.
so fucking elitist when you say that.
I'm so fucking annoyed, but I am a legitimate.
As a signature status person.
I am a little
with this
annoyed.
ride
my horses. Me.
With this money I spent every $15 a month, I expect to get a kickback.
I'm sorry.
Polish my shoes.
I've been subbed since day one of the game. I have no sort of break, right?
Yeah.
I will remember I can walk into the other room and punch you in the throat.
Please do!
Please don't. Please don't.
Okay, so in the sake of moving on, because we're kind of going to go back and forth with the same argument, I can once again, it's sentiment I understand, but I believe, and like you believe, that's my time spent. I want something more than a fucking crawler mount. I want to be able to have a more tangible reason for my $15 to move my wallet every month. I feel like the other options, there's a reason for it. One, you spend more money over time parceling it out, and two, there's two different avenues for it. And I'm not saying one's right, one's wrong. I totally get that mentality of, guys, please give me a reason to spend more than $15 a month. I want to support you guys completely. The interesting part of this aspect is that it's something that they don't care, is that they know you'll support them some other way, whether in little bits and pieces or whether through giving yourself pure convenience. I don't understand the rationale. I mean, I think I do, but I get it. I get it. Both.
I'll tell you, I have a bad taste in my mouth for it. To be completely honest with you, as someone from the community, I have a completely bad taste in my mouth. Mm-hmm. And it's just sheer for the fact that I'm literally handing them money.
So,
oh, God damn it.
Yes. So while I wait for this, I'm just gonna wait. I'm sorry, audio people. I am just gonna.
We can edit this part.
Oh,
God
come on! I'm gonna
he's
keep this.
Ow!
Do it again! Do it again!
No! That hurt a lot. Stop it. Ow!
I'm keeping this.
Dude. With a single punch, I cannot feel my fingers. Oh, man. Literally, my hand is cold.
So here's the best part about this thing. You get a checklist, but Carbine's not set. Carbine's not content to just give you a checklist of, hey, get ready for free-to-play. They're also telling you, we've also given you some nice little perks. Granted, you've been listening to Strange Tales this whole time, right? If you haven't, one, shame on you. Two, go back past like 5 episodes and listen to those, because we've already talked about all of these for the most part. Quality of life stuff like the sell junk button. Everyone's been asking for it. It literally makes the junket add-on obsolete because they've put junket into the game. Any gray add-on quality stuff you get, just you don't have to individually sell it.
There's still no auto repair. Just gonna throw that out there.
That add-on is still gonna exist.
Still not obsolete. I'm gonna keep it. Although I don't know how it's gonna react to like the add-on trying to sell everything in the game. Like I don't know.
Whatever. It will break.
Well, I know junket's still not obsolete because junket sells my junk when I open any vendor. It's not. I don't have to push a button. It just sells that shit.
Oh, you could always turn off the add-on.
Still not obsolete.
Well,
Doc is super wrong. I love it when Doc is wrong. It makes me so happy.
I wish I could punch you.
Don't
so there's transport. We have talked about that. You get every roughly 20 minutes to an hour a free transport to any of your faction held areas on the map. Mm-hmm. That's really fun, and if it's on cooldown, you spend service tokens to bring it back up. So
with that, I think it would be really interesting if there were faction-controlled territories that would change.
Right. Like if it had like a 24-hour cooldown or something, where it's like you had a massive large-scale battle in a neutral area, or like you had like one stronghold area in a faction-controlled area. Like, say you're going to Dare Dune and you have like a weird outpost that it's like you have the chance to open it up and fight for it.
Yep.
And if not, on 24 hours, it opens up again and you can fight for it again or some crap like that. It would make really fun stuff.
Coming back down to reality, automatic mouse look mode is so good.
Oh, yeah.
There have been so many of these like action mouse plugins, and some of them requires you to like run a script on your computer, and everyone was like, nah, I don't want to do that. So
a little sketchy.
They're adding it in game so that you can make it so that your mouse automatically controls the direction your character is facing without holding right click. And you can do it in so many cool ways. Like you can just do it like constantly on, or only when you're moving, or only when you're in combat.
I like the in combat option. That actually makes less hassle. I mean, there's one downside to it. When I like to do PvP and whatnot, I like to be able to look around me while I'm aiming. So that could be a conflict, but that might not be my style of play.
And it also maps your first and second abilities to your left and right mouse buttons.
Which is super helpful because my one button on my mouse stopped working.
Awesome. Good job, Razor. Good job.
I mean, Indigo, I respect you. Please don't hit me again.
Everything else you've already talked about. Character creation's been getting an overhaul. There's a content finder they're calling now, which is just a group finder. and nav
Oh, we
points.
haven't talked about nav points. You can set a personal waypoint on your map. Done.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
So if you have like events that you want to go to, and you're like, oh, it's in the middle of this, just put a point right there, and it acts just like a quest nav point for your character.
Mm-hmm.
Hologram comes up and goes beep beep beep.
You get the inexplicable hologram.
Yeah.
All right,
Welcome
the next
to
one I'm
Sci-
super excited about because it's
Yeah.
my nerddom.
This is actually really cool. So obviously we're getting a whole. And this is actually a pretty recent MMO. It's got nice shiny graphics, but it wasn't shiny enough. So in coming in with Reloaded, Carbine has decided to overhaul their lighting system. Now, did they say what they're doing, or is this simply like, hey guys, we're gonna overhaul this thing so it looks more
It does say
badass?
stuff. I don't know what any of this means because this isn't the kind of lighting that I'm familiar with, but it says in the description like kind of what they're doing. But I mean, look at the pictures. Like the pictures are the things that really do it, right? Like
So I have a question about that. I don't remember. Do the skyboxes, do they actually move over time? Like I don't remember places going into night mode or day mode. It's all kind of
Not that I'm aware of.
I was wondering if directional lighting was something that they're doing.
it pretty
Or is
much
it
is
just-
directional lighting. Like if you look at one of the first.
I mean, moving light, not directional lighting. Sorry.
Oh, I don't know if it's dynamic because these are all still images. I can't really tell, but
Yeah.
like the before and after, the first before and after shot, you can see like shadows
See?
being cast through a tree, which is like adds so much depth. Like it's so good.
nice.
Indigo and I both work in like production for live events, and so this is something that we like think about on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so, oh my god.
And it's one thing to kind of have this new lighting system and go, hey, there's new shiny lights and directional lighting, and there's like foliage through the trees and all that kind of stuff. What people kind of overlook when you have this new directional lighting system and everything else is that it sets the mood.
Yes.
You really, really get to show off an emotion in the scenes. And like more accurately, they show off some screenshots from Everstar Grove. If you haven't played it yet or a new player going into it, you get to a point in Everstar Grove where it's under attack. And before it kind of felt like old school MMO, hazy, oh, there's fires and this kind of stuff. And this new one's like, no, shit is being burned to the ground.
Yeah,
Like-
you can like the fact that fire didn't create any kind of glow before. Like you just see it's like the fire stops and there's nothing else. But then you go to the new image, and you can tell that stuff is burning. I think
Like
it's
just smoke in
a
the
little better
air.
with this one. You can see like the orange glow of the flame. You can see it on the trees.
Yep.
You can see it on the ground. It helps so much. It helps
And
so
it's
much.
it's way less like hazy. Like
Yeah.
it's like everything.
That's not. They don't have to resort to that to create a dark atmosphere anymore.
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
pretty much the only tool in their toolbox before. But look at
Send
how
the
pretty this is.
mood.
Anyways,
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like we're beating this to death for people that wouldn't
It's so
necessarily
goddamn pretty.
care as much as we do. It's beautiful though.
Guys,
It's-
lighting
it's-
is cool.
It's
Lighting is
immersive.
cool.
It makes the game feel immersive.
Hug your lighting.
It's
design.
really what it is. So there's a few more things I want to talk about that's from the official news sources and PTR and whatnot. And interestingly enough, Donatelli shows up twice this week. Once on MMORPG.com, he does a guest writing spot for a dev journal, basically kind of going over everything we talked about. It's another one of those, hey, this is what's going on with WildStar. This is what we're going to do with it. This is how our systems are going to work. And he actually breaks down the 3 possible archetypes of consumers and players completely free. Franklin, which just wants everything free, doesn't want to pay for jack squat. Affluent Audrey, which would be someone, I guess, like me in this case. It'd be someone who's going to pay their signature status and buy Omni and buy Endcoin, that kind of stuff, and just buy
Yeah.
probably. And then someone who might actually be more in line with like Krug and Indigo, like a pick and choose Patrick, where they might want to go to free to play. They might not see the status, the signature status stuff as super like worth it, but they'll still, drop coin a little bit here and there to get specifically what they want to tailor make their experience. So it's kind of cool. It's a pitch for other players. It's a fun little pitch. I've really enjoyed listening to Donatelli, especially after talking to him face to face. He's actually a really cool guy, and everything he would say here on this dev journal and the way he would say it is exactly how you would say it to your face, straight faced, with like no like most producers or brand directors, when they talk to you, if they're not genuinely interested in a product, they kind of have like a sales mini pitch. Like, yeah, you should totally play this game. It's super cool. We have these cool things going on, and yeah, Donatelli's like, yeah, no, our game is he's admitted to its faults. He's has no problem if you talk to him like poking holes in things, and he doesn't just he does what I like. He doesn't bitch to bitch. If he has an issue with something, he also has a possible answer or a solution or a workaround or something else. So he actually thinks about these things, and he's obviously just super engrossed and involved with the game. I do appreciate that, and that's why he's on MMORPG.com. I was talking a lot there, wasn't I?
Yep.
You always talk a lot, Doc. That's why
true.
we love you and hate you. Mostly hate you.
Punch him! Punch him! Finish him! Anyway, for the last little bit of official news this week, they did have another Casual Friday stream, which, interestingly enough, was also taking place during their massive week-long stream of nothing.
We're streaming 24 hours a day for the.
Here's a countdown.
Yep.
And occasionally a shirt. I'm kidding, guys. I actually did find that pretty fun and interesting when they had like cool little things popping up. Anyway, Casual Friday, Time Travel stopped by with Dee, and they decided to go through player housing, and they answered some awesome questions. And it puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, at one point in the stream, they went to a character's house, and I'm gonna say it because they're all Dominion side. It's his name was Duke the. I actually mentioned him on the show once before. And if you have a Dominion character on Entity, go to Duke the's house. 1, it's cool. 2, they sell in basements. And I mean, we don't hold back our profanities and our weird Krug genitalia focused exploits. But on the live stream, because they wanted to keep it all ages, there was a moment where Sunshine is just talking and talking and talking, and Time Travel just starts busting up. It's like, what's going on? And he goes, what is that Protostar doing to that Roused Hour? And you find out Duke has recreated the Plusha Sutra in his basement. It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome. So as far as the Casual Friday thing, I want to head back to it.
Go for it.
The thing that I found best of this whole like recap thing that we found on Reddit was that multi-queue is very, very high on their wish list.
Thank you.
Which is like, give me now, please. Oh my
Please, that
God,
should have been
Carbine,
reloaded.
please.
Carbine,
Please.
Carbine, please. Please, multi-queue, please.
Well,
Please,
I mean,
please.
okay, so I have.
And here, while we talk about this, I'll put on the sex basement video.
What?
What?
While we talk about this, I'll put on the sex basement video.
So they do say that.
Well, hold on. I wanted to go back to that for a little bit about multi-queue. So, my question is, have you guys ever played a game with multi-queue before?
No.
I think I've heard of a game that had it.
I know we all keep talking about it and how much we want it. But how much do we really want it? Like, how
I really want it.
But why?
Okay, look. If you guys aren't on, or have no other acquaintances on, or people are busy with their raid nights, or whatever, and I don't want to just sit there and do dailies, which is an odd thing for me to say, and I want to be able to have more challenge in my system. Maybe I want a PvP, or maybe I want something. Just give me something. So I want to be able to queue for a battleground, or a dungeon, or an adventure, or even an expedition, and just straight up do my questing. And once the timer pops up that says your pop for PvP has come up, if I hit yes, cancels everything else. I go into PvP, no problem. Maybe it's a pop for dungeons. I don't care. I'm not picky. If someone who's like, I just want to do adventures and expeditions today, can do both.
I think I see where you're going, and I'll just say this: it might be a problem with games when the instanced content is so much better than the non-instanced content. Like, it's way better. Like, getting into a dungeon is way more satisfying than doing any open world anything.
Not so much. I mean, I really
Open world
enjoy
PvP.
Also, giggity to the video that's playing right now.
One of the problems is
And
that
Time Travel's face popping. Watch the video because the way he's trying to not laugh really hard.
So the problem I can see with multi-queue is the same problem we have right now with PvP pops. Is that everyone would love to play a round of Daggerstone Pass, but because it's easier to fill up a Walatiki Temple match, that'll pop first.
And since it's easier to fill up 5 people versus 10 people or 15 people,
you would see more population.
No,
pull-ups for-
Five-
hold
five
on,
is a
Yeah, I
dungeon.
see what you're saying. I caught up with you.
Yeah.
I think that they can't just make it okay. So the first thing that fills up goes, and then people play that. There has to be some kind of way to determine what people have been playing and like how many people are waiting for this versus how many people are waiting for that, and prioritize where people go based off of like it's not just going to be all instant queues. There still has to be time and to wait for people so you can fill up a specific piece of content.
Yeah.
If they just make it so the first thing that gets to full pops, it's always going to be dungeons. That can't be the way that works.
Yeah.
Like mathematically, nothing else would pop.
Exactly.
So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's also more to this recap than that. Like
It's complicated.
Yeah, they did mention that they are considering stuff like if they wanted to do odd ratings, they'd make it more flexible, like world bosses. So they might play around with flexible rating. They were saying the new PvP Season 2 sets will actually be cosmetic only instead of stats only, which is really interesting. So basically, just show your might, pretty much. They did say sex changes, race changes might be happening. They're on a wish list, just like everything else is. They are obviously not doing an expansion at the moment. They haven't really considered it at the moment. They want to put out more raids quicker. No 18 slot bags. Pretty much what you have is what you get right now. And they're talking about, well, the community team really wants to get a roundtable up again for the year of 2016. Kind of like last year they did 2015 at a preview. They're working on it. They don't know if that's the plan yet. They want to get through this year first before they get any of that together. So that's pretty much the Casual Friday on a recap. That's pretty much the major news. So
Whoop, whoop.
we're going to go into the strange tales from the community. A little Shakespearean today, I guess. First off, I'm going to go a little bit of background for this. Oh my god. See, I get happy. I do have the Hercules moment. So I remember playing EverQuest, and at a point in the game, I don't remember if, what was their name? SOE did this, or Entrepreneur did this, but they added pretty much Bejeweled in EverQuest. So while you're waiting for something, or you're waiting to get your mana back, whatever, you'd play Bejeweled. Waiting for your group in High Pass Hold, play Bejeweled. Waiting for day to come in Kethcore Forest, play Bejeweled. Well, Laser Louie and his friends are doing something similar in WildStar. They created a poker add-on.
Which is hilarious, by the way.
Sounds cool, right? Here's where it gets even better. You can legit put up your cash on there. You can legit put in. You're all in with like 5 plat in there, and you could lose it. I don't know. They haven't released it yet. It's still in a beta. They're still testing it. I don't know how it's going to quite work, especially with the money changing hands. But if they can, I don't even care if they get the money aspect working. If they can just get the poker add-on aspect working, that's really cool.
Well, and I mean, even if they can't get the direct money transfer thing to work, having it like calculate how much you owe who would be adequate, and then just play with people that
I think it's going to have to do. It's like it's associated with the mail aspect.
Probably.
You know what I mean? And
or
like
maybe you have to play near a mailbox and just like auto mail stuff.
But
I highly doubt that Carbine left open that API so that add-ons can be like, oh yeah, and then this guy's going to mail this person this much money. Because then somebody would have made an add-on.
Because someone would have exploited that.
Yeah, somebody would have done that by now.
But no one's talking about the main thing. Why did the skins of the cards look like normal poker cards? We're in a WildStar game, goddammit. Make it look WildStar-like. That's just my opinion.
It's still a beta, buddy.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it could change.
Whoever's your designer.
This actually looks like a poker thing that I've seen before.
But what I'm saying is like card packs, man.
Did you used to play poker professionally? Did we just find out something about Kirk's past?
Nope. Not gonna talk about
Is that why he's moving? He's escaping from like whatever loan shark owes him money?
Not gonna whatever loan shark owes me money.
Oh, no,
why would I
vice
wanna
versa.
escape from that. Yeah. Fucking English is hard.
English is hard. Had a long day. Anyway, so we got some bad news, folks. Bad news? Bad news? Bad news. Only because there's news. Only because we're privy to some of the discussions. We know we had to talk about this first off. WildStar Core is closed. So basically what happened was... Wow.
That was so dumb, Indigo. Oh my god.
So basically what they mentioned on the site was, guys, it's just a lot of work for one person. It's been hard to get people to come in and contribute whatever. There's more to it probably than that. But at first they had the site completely down. people then talked about it on Reddit, they talked about it on Twitter, they talked about it everywhere else in game, and they decided that they're going to keep the site open in an archive mode, but they won't be adding on to it. Now, the reason why I have a question mark is that I don't know how long it'll be down for the count. Mostly because, well, Core has been closed before. And it's come back. And we do, well, I don't want to say we do need a site like Core. I mean, we need content creators in general. I don't care who does it. And obviously, regardless of who does it, we're going to support them because that's what we do. That's at least on this show. It could be, I mean, as long as they're not dicks. If Cav just says, I'm going to come up with like a new site that's going to be just like this, like, yeah, cool, fucking tell us what it is. We'll promote the crap out of it. Or someone new says, like Laser Louie. Or they have the add-on poker. Kadia says, we're doing the racing track. Same thing. Like, we'll support however we can. I don't believe a site like this, that hole will be gone for very long.
True.
I believe someone, whoever, whether it's us, whether it's somebody else, is going to have a site similar to Core, and will hopefully have a team that was as active as Core's was at its point, at big time, to be able to keep the thing up to date. It's hard to keep it up to date when a game is going through massive changes and is in flux. I get it. And it really sucks that Core's gone, like legitimately sucks. But I kind of hope that Cav comes back with something, whether it's Core-related or not, or someone decides to pick up Core's torch. So that's why I kind of had that question mark.
And my understanding is that, you know, once they went down, there was a large...
The outcry was big.
Yeah, and so there's quite a few people going like, hey, look, I'll do whatever I need to do.
Even
you know?
Reddit liked Core. It's because Reddit hates me.
Well, I mean,
most
everyone
people,
does.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's a little strong. Like, no, it's not.
everyone just hates
Reddit
me.
and everybody. Yeah. It's pretty accurate. I take that back.
Well, but yeah, Core's gone for now. I do apologize, or not. Well, I don't have anything to apologize for, but it is in archive mode, so you can actually go to Core and check out the older content, the older guides. How much of it will stand up a few months after Reloaded's out, I don't know. But they did kind of future-proof it a little bit by having a pet guide, by showing some of the changes that are happening in Reloaded, kind of like what we're doing. So it's got legs.
At the very least, it's something for people to look at and be nostalgic about.
Exactly.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, like I said, they did future-proof it a little bit up until at least the next info for the next game update, because they were pretty active in getting the PTR stuff on there. So, goddamn, that's awesome. That means even new players, we can still direct them and go, hey, if you want to know about the crafting thing, go to Core, you know, for a while at least. So it's gone. It sucks. It won't be updated, but it's still there. So please, you know, use it, show it off until hopefully something else fills its shoes for new content.
Not converted.
Yeah. That's
Oh my god, the fireworks started.
Oh god, no. We're going back to old school. Yeah. God damn it. Anyway, some more community stuff. B-Pulse, we really wanted to show us off because he's a goddamn monster. It's ridiculous. He came back with some Spellslinger stuff, some Esper stuff, and some Engineer stuff. His Esper stuff still amazes me.
He does so much damage.
Not so much that, it's just the survivability.
Oh, he's doing so much damage.
That too. Yeah, it's really cool to see just this lone Esper, literally lone Esper for the most part, just sit there and pause the Bloodsworn and just take on. Well, he's dead. Oh, and he's dead too. Oh, and there's two of them. Oh, they're both dead. Oh, and there's three more. Oh, well, they're two dead and one's running away. Like, God damn it, Beeples. Just want to show some awesome PvP stuff. People keep complaining about PvP is broken. Nah, 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 nah. It just takes some time to get used to the combat. And yes, there are balance issues, whatever. But you can't deny that a video like that and people that can play like that are goddamn awesome. Just saying. So there's actually a new community show that has come up, and it was actually just brought to my attention today. And it's by a Twitch guy we know as it's TJ. And it's spelled really odd, so just want to let you know that. Because it's just, I didn't think about spelling TJ like that. It's T-E-A. He has a show called The Hollow Show. Now, it's got a really unique bent that I haven't really seen in the WildStar community yet. So what he's doing is he's actually kind of doing a costume rundown. So he'll show you the video. Well, we're going to show the video right now. You won't see the audio. But he's actually going over these characters. Some of them have an RP bent. Some of them have just a purely visual bent. Some of them are just, you know, showing off a really cool, unique costume. And while it is the first episode and he showed off mostly his characters, I can see the goal in this. And I can see some people that have really unique stuff or really hard to find items can go on and talk to him about it. Mm-hmm. He shows off like their color guides. He shows off, he even tells you where these weapons are found. He actually uses Jabbit Hole as a resource. and says, hey, if you're looking for this specific leg piece for whatever you want to do, here's a link to it in Jabbit Hole. It's really, really cool.
It's a really, really well-researched way for people to go and see, like, get inspiration for costumes. And if there's some specific piece of a costume that really, like, hits home with you and you want to emulate it on your character, he did the research for you. So you can just go look at the research he's done and then just go in game and figure it out and put it on your character. Like, it's really cool. And it's the only thing that I'm aware that's exactly like it. Like,
Yep.
The only thing that's that well researched.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty unique. I haven't really seen this other than on websites. And I think having an audio aspect with links and whatnot is a kind of nice alternative because you don't have to be searching or alt-tabbing out or putting it on a second screen to look for stuff. You can have it run in the background and kind of just go through the game like that. So it's really, really cool. I really think it's a nice idea. So TJ, The Hollow Show Episode 1 is up right there. And in our fellow community roundups, Geeks of Nexus. The Geeks of Nexus are back with episode number 19 and the illustrious Sparky in his voice. Which, goddamn, dude, the natural bass in his voice makes me really jealous.
Yeah, it makes me really something else. I'm not going to say.
And they have a dedicated lore segment, which I've tried occasionally to get up on here.
What? No, you haven't.
Not even once.
Every time we talk about lore, it's like...
It's pretty much every time you talk.
When does Doc ever talk about lore? I don't remember Doc ever talking about lore.
I actually mute him every time he talks and just
Yeah,
talk over.
see? Fuck you guys. So get your lore bit until I can finally ditch these two dead weights on Geese and Nexus number 19.
Whoa.
Oh!
That hurt. That hurt.
Wow. If I had feelings of any type.
If my
I've
heart
seen-
wasn't in a jar somewhere else, I probably would have broken it from hearing that.
Just know, it's a new year. It's a new game and a new update. Might get some more lore stuff.
Maybe. Or maybe we'll get 0 more lore stuff and more PvP.
Yeah.
So
It's
Geeks
just
and Nexus
possible.
is back. Please go check that out. You got free time.
Yes.
We strongly recommend it. They're entertaining as always. And once again, I said Donatelli was on these show notes twice this week. That's because he showed up as a special guest on Wildcast episode 72.
Yucky.
And it's yeah. I'm a little jealous again, and jealous for another reason because Behalter has a new segment called Fusion Rune, which is basically a lightning round style Q&A with the guest. And when he said that, I got super jealous in the best way. I was like, why didn't I think of that? I can't even use it now because I'll be ripping off him so hard.
A pleb. You'd be
And
a
then
total
Krug would just never.
copycat pleb.
He gave me shit about it because he was like, "You want to steal it, don't you?" I'm like, "I kind of want to have it." He's like, "You can't have it now."
Well,
you realize that, right? Like,
If we ever do another megacast with them, we can just do it then, and then you can enjoy it without it being your idea or on your exclusive
yeah,
show.
it makes me kind of dicky. Honestly, I think the Fusion Room segment's really, really fun, especially when you have a guest on. So kudos to Behalter for that one, and kudos to Wildcast. Go listen to it; they're fantastic guys as always. And like I said, listening to Donatelli and the way he writes and the way he talks to people, having done it face to face without having any kind of weird veneer on it, he practices what he preaches, and he's got some really fun insight on his time in the gaming industry, and I strongly recommend it. I mean, I'm not praising him because he's part of this game I like. If he'd be a developer I would follow if I wasn't playing WildStar. He's a really cool guy to listen to, so there is that. So, gentlemen, it feels kind of weird to go back to this old school thing, right? We're not really pressed for time.
Yeah.
We can edit
It's
it
very
accordingly. I mean, granted, I'm not going to. That whole segment where you got punched in the arm. Oh,
There's no chat people
Fantastic.
yelling at me
yeah.
To make your bed.
to make my bed.
Can we make sure that we go back to the other way next week? Because I prefer it.
Yeah,
the
I
live
do too.
stream is really, really fun. I know. It makes
I
it kind of
miss
snappy.
chat.
It's like a weird fourth chair that's gone now.
Are we cutting this part out?
Maybe.
Okay.
Mainly I wanted to say that because, hey, everyone that's listening to this on the podcast and on YouTube, next week we're going to be talking about some really fun tips for new players and returning players. I'm telling you in advance because I would love to hear your tips for new and returning players on Twitter. So if you can, tweet at _QTimes, that's QUEUETIMES.com, or tweet at DocQT, or at IndigoJonesQT, or KrugQT, with what are some great tips for new and returning and current players.
Just tips for WildStar.
There's a little bit different tips for each one. We were going to do it today with live stream, but it didn't turn out that way, so we're going to do it next week instead especially since it'll be the first day in a new era.
Oh, it's gonna be so good. Can't wait to get home and not have internet. I'll have internet on Tuesday.
Can't wait to get home.
internet.
And then
Yes.
Yes. You'll have internet.
Fucking
Then you have a
fine.
17-hour downtime. Hey, your internet's up. Let's go play some.
Well,
Oh,
yeah, and then
sorry.
I'll have to fucking download the fucking patch. God damn it. Okay, so I'll be on Wednesday then.
Yeah. So we've already kind of talked about where you can find us. I kind of did that all in one go. So really,
That's true.
gentlemen, is there anything you want to say before we depart?
I want to say I love the people that watch your stream very much, and I hate the people that DDoS it very much.
It's fair enough. They did kind of screw us over today.
Yeah, they're fucking assholes. And I feel like they won't have listened. this
Oh no,
far
they
into the
won't care.
cast.
They won't care at all.
So here's my thing. You've created a villain today. You've created a villain in the same sense that most superhero villains are created, and that's by wronging somebody who hasn't done anything to you. And because of that, I'm going to devote my entire life to finding out how to do what you did to me.
Boy, Master
But
Krug.
I'm going to
Some
do
men
it
just
to
want to
you,
watch the world burn.
and I'm going to do it in a way that is much, much worse. I don't know what that is. I don't understand anything about what you do currently, but I'm going to figure it out. I'm a fucking smart dude. I'm going to wreck your face.
So long with those false threats. Indigo, is there anything you want to say before we take off?
They're not.
Can you go punch him one more time in the arm before we get off?
No, it
Aw.
hurts so bad, dude.
Sorry,
So
I just
bad.
felt too
The
good.
only reason that I'm not crying is because I had a burr.
That's true. I'm on a burr right now. Anyway, that's it for Strange Tales from Outer Space, episode 64. My name is Doc, and as always, I have Indigo.
Oh god, you're a fucking idiot, dude. What the fuck is that? you
It's an
mad-
audio show. Talk.
All right.
Bye.
And Krug.
Bye. I'm not gonna be silly because Indigo fucking ruined it.
You guys have a good time.
Hey guys,
We'll
if you
catch
like
next
this video, make sure to click down there and like and subscribe this video. Also, there should be some annotations right below me if you want to see more content just like this. Thanks for watching, guys.